What's going on, everyone? From LowKick MMA, my name is Dane Podolsky, and I'm joined with the reigning PFL welterweight champion of the world, the Swedish Denzel Washington, Sadibou Sy. Sadibou, thank you so much for taking the time.
Hey, thank you for having me, man. We're looking forward to it. How are you doing?
Of course, of course. And you're set to return in about 2 weeks from now. You're fighting Shane Mitchell. What are your thoughts on that matchup and how's training been going?
Correct. What is it? I believe it's like 12 days left. Training has been amazing. That's something that I actually love with the PFL format. You're forced to stay in shape. You're forced to stay like on top of things, so you never go out of rhythm. So it's been an amazing camp, and I can't wait to go out there and showcase my skill set.
And you talk about that with the PFL, it keeps you super active. Is it the type of thing where after your last fight, you immediately just go right into your next camp?
Yep. Like I believe people do it differently, but for me, that's something that I try to pride myself on, always staying in the gym and staying on top of things. So I took a couple of days off. Uh, for me, both physically and mentally, because like doesn't matter who I face, I'm gonna put in like everything it gets to each camp.
Mhm.
But after a couple of days, right back to it. And then obviously, depending on exactly how many weeks out we are, me and the team, we sit down and we schedule how we approach the camp, how hard we go week one, week two, week three, etc.
Mhm. Have you gone to watch the previous footage on Shane Mitchell, and what do you think gives you the advantage over him?
I watched a little bit, and I obviously saw his last fight and now in April, and I believe he's a gamer. He's a tough guy. He's one of those guys that is dangerous because he loves to fight. Like he enjoys the brawl. He embraces it. Um, he's a very tough fighter. A fighter that you need to actually go in and beat. He's not gonna go in there and beat himself. Um, but I believe technically and just my skill set and my strength, my reach, my size is gonna play a big part in this one.
Mhm. And how does it kind of change your mindset being a champion now? Everyone in the division is looking up to you. It's no longer you trying to catch the guy at the top.
To be honest, it hasn't changed because for me, I believe that it's dangerous to start thinking about uh, myself as yeah, I'm the champion and people are hunting me and I was the hunter before, so to speak. I keep myself in the same mindset. I keep the same energy. I keep working on getting better. My thing is always I want to be the best at getting better. I don't think about I'm the champion now. You have to come and take it from me. No, no. And I'm not defending shit. I'm not going in there with a defensive mindset. I'm gonna put on a show, and that's it.
In looking at the division, who do you think gives you the toughest matchup this year if you make the playoffs and going in the championship?
Shane Mitchell and myself, because that's the two people that are like, if I try to oversee this guy, there's not gonna be any next. So with that being said, he has all my focus, and it's all up to myself. So that's why I'm saying Shane Mitchell and myself.
I gotta ask, are you looking at if you have to fight Magomed Karamov again, how do you think that rematch would go if you guys face each other in the playoffs?
I work too hard to put any man above myself. So whenever that fight presents itself, we approach it, and I believe that I'll be victorious. But right now, my all my focus is on Shane Mitchell.
Fair enough. And I gotta ask because in the past few years you've really leveled up your game.
Yeah.
What has sort of caused you, or what's allowed you to make that change to level up?
To be honest, I've always been ready to put in the work,
Mhm.
and I've always been a guy that not afraid to be honest and look at what I need to do to be able to be successful, right? So me and my team, we just sat down and we looked at footage, and we looked at how would you fight me if you were my opponent, and we saw that there were holes in the game. So we just had to look at ourselves and say, if we're gonna do this, we just need to focus on um, like making sure that I'm a complete fighter. There's not gonna be one part of the game that's gonna be lacking, because I believe that in MMA you're only as good as your worst weakness, right? So with that being said, I had to be completely honest and put in the work and surround myself with people that was gonna take me there and help me with the knowledge and with the push, with everything. And that's what I've done. I made a move from Sweden to Las Vegas, which was amazing for my not only for my training, but also just to put myself in a uncomfortable situation um, where I had to have all my focus on fighting. So there's a lot of things that played a major part in why I am where I am. But I believe it all stems from being completely honest, looking at myself and saying this needs to get better.
How has training at Extreme Couture helped you, and who have been your main training partners for this camp?
Um, it's been so good. So yeah, it actually came together pretty like randomly, because in 2021, the season for PFL, because of the COVID protocols, I wasn't allowed to fly back to Sweden in between the first two fights in the regular season. So it forced me to train in the US for the second part of the regular season. So I went to Vegas and I loved it out here. I got to know a lot of people. The training camp was amazing, and I had an amazing performance after that camp. So that brought me back. January 2022, I made a move out here. Um, it's been amazing. Vegas in general is amazing because of there's so many fighters being in and out. So we have all the fighters in the gym. You have the Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis, Brett Tavares. Now we have Marvin Vettori. We have like there's so many great fighters. That's just to name a few. You have amazing coaches from Ray Sefo, Eric Nixick, Nate. We have Dennis. So many great coaches, so many great fighters. That's based here, right? That you get to work with every day, every week. But then also one of the great aspects of being in Vegas is you always have new fighters coming in. Let's say, for instance, you have a guy that's gonna corner another fighter in 2 3 weeks. So they come in here and now they get to work with you. So you always have new people to work with. So it's been amazing because of that.
And one of your teammates, Francis Ngannou, just signed with the PFL. What are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, amazing, amazing. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for PFL. I'm happy for MMA, because I believe that it's a good thing having an organization called like PFL growing, and that and I'm not saying anything bad about the UFC or nothing like that, but just having options as fighter, I believe put us in a better position, and I'm always gonna be pro fighters.
And you have the most fights in the PFL history. You're the only fighter who's competed in every single season since it started in 2018. How much pride do you take in that? And do you see
Is
yourself?
that correct?
That
Do
is
I have the
correct.
most fight in PFL history?
Most fights in PFL history, yeah, because this will be your 16th PFL fight, and that,
Wow, that's more than I knew.
yeah.
Amazing. Wow, I'm happy to hear that. Sorry, what was the question?
No, no, like how much pride do you take in that? And like having been in the organization, you've been there since 2018, and like
Yeah,
every season, it's been bigger than the past. Like, what is it
yeah.
for you as someone who's been there since the start, sort of seeing the growth of the organization?
Man, it's been amazing. And I'll take you back even a couple of months before the first fight and before the first season started. Like when I first heard about this opportunity, I was like, it sounds too good to be true. Nah, it's not gonna, like, they're gonna do what? Like that was like the whole mentality. And then it all came to fruition, and I saw like how ambitious the organization was and how they've been growing, learning, and like improving year after year. Like it's amazing. Just think about, like, you have fighters that have been coming through. You have Verdum, Pettis, Rory, Jake Paul, Francis Ngannou. Like you have people that are not only like in the end of their career. You have people that come here now in their prime. Like it's amazing. So I'm so happy to be a part of it, and and I'm very proud of uh, being the like a guy that's never, even though obviously everything happens in camps and whatever, but always making that walk is something I'm proud of.
Mhm.
And so, and I didn't know that I had the most fight in PFL history, but that's something that definitely that made me happy. So
Mhm.
thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's 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 been cool to see you each season too because it feels like each season you've leveled up your game, and
100%.
especially as the reigning champ.
Yeah.
Um, I guess, just like, what are your long-term goals in MMA? Is it to just keep going back to PFL every season, trying to win the million every year, or, what?
So I put it out there. Uh, so last year was my fifth world title,
Mhm.
and I said that I want double digits. So um, that gives me at least this year and 4 more years.
Fair enough. Would you ever see yourself, trying to go over the UFC, or are you PFL for life?
If you see me in the UFC one day, just know that they threw a hefty bag on me, because I love PFL. I believe PFL loves me, but like I would never say never. But like I'm not looking anywhere else. I'm very happy where I am. But if if that were to present itself, obviously that's something that we would look at, but nothing that I'm look at like thinking of. PFL is home.
Makes sense. With where you're at in your career, I don't see any reason why you'd want to leave the PFL, especially come as the reigning champion.
Correct.
Going into this fight, you already have 5 points. So do you feel like, does it change your mindset that you only need a win to clinch a playoff spot? You don't necessarily like need the 6 point finish with the system, or is it just, it doesn't change your mindset at all?
To be honest, like these conversations is actually one of the reasons why I do love PFL, right?
Mhm.
Because people ask me like, are you gonna try to get a finish in a specific round to get a specific matchup because I'm the last welterweight, right? And
Mhm.
stuff like that. Just so for me, like I love these conversations because it's a fun conversation to have, right? But when when the fight starts, like I'm not gonna think anything about, yeah, if I finish in that round, I'm gonna have that opponent, whatever, whatever.
Mhm.
We saw it last show, like
Mhm.
with the main event, like anything can happen. So with that being said, you don't want to be in there more than you have to. So for me, I'm not looking for, if I can get out of there in less than 10 seconds, I will. If I need to go 3 rounds of war, I will. Like I will be ready for anything and everything, but I'm not thinking about like the specific of because I believe that I'll just shoot myself in the foot. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure that I'll get my hand raised, however that might come. With that being said, I'm always gonna look for the spectacular knockout, and I believe that with how things have been going this camp, I believe that we might have a viral one.
Fair enough. And just my final question, Sadibou. It's June 23rd, Sadibou Sy, Shane Mitchell. Sadibou, give me your official prediction.
No, I'm getting my hand raised, and I'm going. I'm going to try to like always make it a specific. spectacular one. But the most important thing is I'm getting my hand raised, and I'll show my level. Like, people will understand that I'm getting better, and I'm creeping into my prime now.
Fair enough. Well, Sadibou, I'm wishing you the best of luck. Guys, you can watch Sadibou Sy return to the PFL on June 23rd when he takes on Shane Mitchell. The next step in trying to defend his welterweight belt. Sadibou, thank you so much for taking the time. Best of luck.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Of course.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.